Welcome. My name is Michael Waniger, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Hibiscus Children's Center. In today's program, we have a very special program, one of a few announcements that we'd like to make here in St. Lucie County. And we'd like to start this morning by welcoming everybody to Hibiscus Children's Center. For those of you who may not be familiar with Hibiscus Children's Center, this organization was founded in 1985 by a lovely lady by the name of LaVon Tilton, and it's to serve abused, abandoned, and neglected children. Ms. Tilton is still active today in all of the activities that go on with Hibiscus Children's Center, and it reaches across the entire Treasure Coast and Okeechobee counties. This morning, my guests are Veronica Kalibab, who's the Director of Special Events, and Scott Kameyer, who's the President of the newly founded St. Lucie Guild. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Veronica, can you give me a quick overview of what the Guild does, what its mission is, and how we all got together here in St. Lucie County?
Absolutely. Well, originally with Hibiscus Children's Center, the guilds usually were the ladies that would go out and raise the funds and put on events and make as much money, earn as much money as they could, and create awareness for the children. And in St. Lucie County, what we have elected to do here is we have invited men to join the Guild. And we feel that the men bring a lot to the table. They're very dedicated as well, and many of them have a passion for the same cause. Some of them have been through what these children have been through, so their passion for the cause is deep. And so what we're doing here with the Guild in St. Lucie County is creating a new schedule of events for the county here, and raising as much money as we can to help our children in the shelters.
Terrific. Scott, you're the president, and you're first president, and I know we have a little bit of fun when we call you Mr. President, to that effect. Can you tell us what brought you to the Hibiscus family, and what your plan is for the upcoming year?
Well, first of all, I mean, for me, as Veronica was saying, it has a really deep, special meaning for me as well, as far as abused children. It's just something that I really believe in the education of not just the children, to let them know that this is not normal. But I also think that it's an educational process for the parents as well. When Veronica asked us to get on to the Guild, I was all in, full boat. And then I spoke to my wife about it, and she's all in as well. So she also is joining me on the Guild. It's something that we really believe in, and we really look forward to working with a whole lot of the people that we are working with, and all of them absolutely fantastic.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be invited to the inaugural meeting, and the energy and just the enthusiasm that the Guild brought was really something spectacular. I've been to a lot of meetings beforehand when we bring in new volunteers, and everybody kind of sits on their hands a little bit, not knowing what's going on. But I have to tell you that from that first meeting, Veronica, people were actually fighting for airtime to speak and talk about their ideas a little bit. So can you give us a little bit of an idea of some of the events you got planned, or what's going to be coming up in the next quarter or two?
Absolutely. We actually have a very full plate. It starts off with our golf tournament, which is the 3rd annual for Hibiscus Children's Center. The Guild's actually stepping in to help the board this year to make that happen. So that's a cooperative effort, which is wonderful to see. And that is December 7th at St. James Golf Club right here in Fort, I think there's still Fort Pierce.
Fort Pierce, I believe so.
And right on the line there. But that's going to be a fantastic event. The golfers, for $100, they'll have breakfast, lunch with awards, we have prizes, golf that day, and a whole nother round of golf another day, which is pretty unheard of. So we're excited about that. We have Tutti Fresco, actually, East location on Port St. Lucie Boulevard, doing an event for us, a Halloween party on November 2nd. That'll be at 9 o'clock. There's only a $5 cover charge, and the entire $5 will come to Hibiscus as a donation, which is exciting. We also have a Christmas tree house, which is new. JW from Tutti Fresco West does this beautiful house with all the trees inside. And we actually have December 20th, which is a Friday, that will be a Hibiscus Day. So all the donations that day will be coming to Hibiscus Children's Center. And we have our giveaway party. Excuse me, we're doing a cheer raffle, which is a great initiative for the holiday, because if you win it, you can re-gift it or you can have a party at your house. But it's a huge wheelbarrow full of different spirits that were all donated by people we love in the community that are always so supportive. And we've made a big wheelbarrow and 8 additional gift baskets with also cheer spirits in them. So when a person purchases a ticket for $5, they have 9 chances to win, not just this $1,500 barrel of cheer, but also gift baskets worth anywhere from $50 to $200. And that will be given away on December 16th. That's a Monday. That party will start at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 8. There's a $10 cover. It'll be at Tudo Fresco East. And with that cover, people will receive their first drink free, which anyone who's been at Tudo Fresco knows one drink could be $10. So that and your hand-passed appetizers to come out and possibly win. People do not have to be present to win that. And then we have Passport to Wine and Dine, which is an exciting event. People receive a passport, attendees, when they arrive. They'll visit 7 countries without even leaving St. Lucie County, which is exciting. A dessert station. And it's just an interactive, fabulous experience. That's going to be at Ballantrae on February 28th, which is a Friday, at $75 per person. And that will include a silent auction and a live auction. So that'll be great. And then we have a boating scavenger hunt, which is the first time ever on the Treasure Coast. We're very excited about that event.
That's fantastic.
And that'll be a boating adventure, checking the 6 spoil islands between Harbor Branch in Vero, almost Vero, to the North Bridge in Fort Pierce. So they'll pick up their package of treasure hunt things when they register, and they'll head out and visit these 6 islands, find the clues, come back and have a causeway party after. It's just a fantastic event, April 27th.
And you actually did a I guess a tour with the EPA on that, didn't you?
Oh yes, that was so exciting. The EPA is very much on board, and we have decided to incorporate in an island cleanup with the event. So with their goodie bags, when they start, they'll probably receive a garbage bag. And if they bring back a bag of trash from the islands on their adventure, we'll have some kind of a prize for them as well. So the EPA is really excited. The Department of Environmental Protection, they took us out to tour the islands, what we can and can't do, what we can and can't use. And they're going to engage volunteers who have adopted those islands as well. So it's going to be a nice community effort on that one.
Fantastic. It is a community effort. And again, as I mentioned, Hibiscus is a regional organization encompassing, as I said, Martin County, St. Lucie County, Indian River County, and Okeechobee. And I think it's important that all these activities, because they sound like a lot of fun, but on a more serious note, what we're doing for the children, again, in the shelter that is down in Jensen Beach and the village up in Indian River in Vero Beach, is really, really important. I think everybody should understand that government only funds about 60% of our total budget, which is about $2 million. So we really rely on events, activities, donations, and it's so encouraging to see the community in total be embraced about this. Tell me a little bit, Scott, if you will, about how you, again, I know you and your family, this is a family event for you, as you said.
It is.
What brought you to, I mean, how did this all happen? I'm just kind of curious, because this is the first year in many, many years Hibiscus has really had a guild program. And when you all came together, because we all compete for different fundraising activities, what was so special about Hibiscus for you and your family?
Well, first of all, with Veronica, I've known Veronica for about 10 years now, and she's such a fantastic person. When she started with Hibiscus, I was very excited for her. And, you know, as she progressed and got more involved, and we would go out to dinner and talk about different things. And like I said earlier, child abuse and being able to intervene and be able to help out kids is something that's always meant a lot to me, personally. So, again, when Veronica asked, I was just, it was a no-brainer for me. I was in and very, very happy to get involved. So as I move forward and learn more about all of these different things that I never really got involved with before, and sometimes I would just make a donation and not really think about the work portion of it. But the volunteer portion is very, very important.
And that, a lot of people in the area say, well, I recognize the name hibiscus. We really haven't done as good a job, perhaps, as we are going to do in creating the awareness of what hibiscus does, even though we've been in existence for 28 years. A lot of the programs that happen with hibiscus, especially like in the shelter, and we encourage people that would like to get involved, and volunteers, and we need those. I have about 150 full-time staff. Most are all Masters of Science clinicians who really are more expert in dealing with the emotional trauma that some of these children have gone through no fault of their own. It happens. The programs that we have, I know there are 15 sexual abuse treatment programs in the state of Florida, and hibiscus has been recognized as the #1 program, which is something we can be proud of. Unfortunately, the way the world is today, Florida is also #3 in trafficking children, which again, we need to sit there and protect these young people. I believe a picture's worth 1,000 words. If you are out there and watching this and would like to get involved, also a tour, perhaps, of the shelter in Jensen Beach, where you have, that's where the younger ones are. They're actually from babies to 12 years old. The first time I go through there, I defy you to not go through there and not have your heart just pulled out of your chest and sit there saying, oh my goodness, what can I do to help? Mm-hmm. Then up in Vero Beach, we have the Village, which is actually the teenagers. And again, a lot of the programs that we work with there, we are dealing with also the Hibiscus Supporting Families in Crisis program. We are also part of the coalition, St. Lucie County Strengthening Families. And part of that coalition is other children's services agencies working together, such as CASTLE, New Horizons, the Catholic Charities, and Family Preservation Services. And what it is a community coming together. So it's very, very important that we give back to the community. I know this is my 3rd year with Hibiscus, and just recently have accepted the position as CEO. So I'm also learning a little bit more about the organization. But when it comes right down to kids, it's our turn to give back a little bit. So at this point in time, would you like to take a break, or what would we like to do?
Well, I would definitely like to recommend people tour the centers. Take the time, tour the centers. You'll have an amazing awakening when you get there of not only what is going on, because a lot of people turn a blind eye to, well, I'll throw $100 at it, but I don't want to know about it. And if you look at it, these are human beings. They are incredible, amazing little human beings. And we have this opportunity right now to break that cycle. And what we are doing at Hibiscus and all of the amazing people that we have working directly with the children to break the cycle. And I highly recommend that people just engage. Get out there, see the centers, and engage.
Well, actually, that brings up, I did actually take a tour of the Village, and it really puts a whole new definition as far as the cliche term of, it takes a village to raise a child. And that's what you get up there, because that's, it was eye-opening to me when I went there, and you see just exactly what goes on with the volunteers, with the children. It's really, really something special.
And one of the things when I go around and speak on behalf of Hibiscus is we cite some of the statistics. And sometimes people's eyes gloss over when you do that, because behind every number, there's a child. And behind every child, there's a story. And again, through many cases, no fault of their own, they are the victims. They are the true victims of what can happen in society today. I can tell stories left and right about it, but I remember a couple of incidents where I ran into a young lady. She was 4 years old. She was the product of her mother was a crack cocaine. She was born that way. Her father was somewhere else, not known. And we talked about this, and then we were at an organization, and now this little girl is 4 years old. She's clean. She was part of the foster care program, and now she's been adopted. And she's just, these stories, are real stories, and they're happening right here in St. Lucie County. So the activities, the events that we do, the fundraising activities that we work so hard to put on, all the money goes in there. In fact, a lot of times people say, how much of my dollar goes to the children versus administration? Because we're making choices right now. And 88% of all the monies that go towards Hibiscus are really going for the staffing and the clinicians to make sure that we are giving the proper services for these children who desperately need our help. I mean, when you go through emotional trauma as a child, if you can imagine, it's almost like your brain having a bruise. And we also recognize that as they move along, these children really are having identity crisis. They're trying to understand, how do I fit in? Where do I fit in? What can happen? And remember, they're still children. They're not mature enough yet to make that happen. So every time I go to the village and the shelter, which I think you both spoke very well, once you've been there, again, a picture's worth 1,000 words. That really tells what the Hibiscus is all about. And the vision that Levon Tilton had in 1985 and still to this day has about what we're doing is unique. There's a couple of things I did want to say. That the program that we're doing with the coalition has now been rated #1 in the country for services in 2012, 2013. So not only have we recognized the need for it, we're acting in a very positive way. But as you said, we also have a little fun, because we need to do that, because it's so important how we're organized. And I know we have a governing board, we have an advisory board, and now we have a guild. So what happens in your guild meetings? Tell me, how did you attract volunteers? How did you reach out and get such a wonderful group of people? And my understanding is the youngest is 17 with their parents' permission, and the oldest is 74?
74.
And can you give us a little background, give us a little synopsis of who these people are in the community? I know they're our friends, our neighbors, our family members, but tell us a little bit about that, because I've watched you do that, and you've done some amazing things.
Thank you. I have actually lived in St. Lucie County since 1985. And I've been in the community, in the business community, especially more so in the last 10 years. And just out there meeting people, a lot of networking, chamber events, things like that. I've met all these people through those events. And as I reached out, especially through Facebook, I use my social medias a lot, because that's very helpful with especially what we're doing here. And I just reached out through the social medias and reached out personally to some friends, and it's just expounded from there. I mean, and then some of the guild members, as they come in, will bring a new friend, somebody we don't know. And so I feel that this group right now, what we've done is we're at that learning together stage. We've pulled together a core 40. And so from here, I think we all need to learn together, and then we will grow more. I feel that it'll be viral. By the end of the fiscal year, I would boldly say we will have at least 80 members, if not 100.
Easily.
And we need every hand. You know, that you can't have too many people.
Absolutely.
You have your chairs that will help really run the event, but we need all the hands. Like Scott said, it takes a village to raise a child. We need every hand we can get. And so also I wanted to make a note real quick that even though we have, people will sometimes say, well, you don't have a facility in St. Lucie County. And I want to be very clear. Right now, in the shelter in Jensen Beach, over 70% of the children right now today come from St. Lucie County. Granted, that varies on a day-to-day basis. But Indian River and St. Lucie County, or Indian River, Martin County, our children, because we don't have a physical shelter here, which if someone wants to come and donate one, we'll be happy to take one in St. Lucie County. But our children from here are going there. And we as a Treasure Coast are one family. There isn't a separation. There doesn't need to be a separation. We're all one family raising these kids.
You're right. This is a regional concern. And one of the things that I think is interesting as Hibiscus really takes its organization, because I've always believed everything in life prepares you for what you're about to do, and we're all part of that. But for the 28 years previous, now we're going to the next level, because we talked about the need for donations, and in today's economy, and everybody has different and very worthwhile fundraising activities. What separates Hibiscus, I think, from the clutter is the fact that, okay, now we are trying to sit there and take a look at who our donors are. It's no longer the days where maybe 25, 30 years ago, well, you know, write me a check, $50, let's go have a beer and we'll be gone. Younger people, more informed people, more donors are more sophisticated today. So as an organization, we've had to elevate our level of business sophistication. They want to know exactly, where's my dollar going? How's it being spent? how are we going there? And also the demographics of our organization, with over 300 volunteers today, are sitting there saying, I see much more younger people involved. And I've been told, well, most young people don't have money. And I go, well, some do. Or they have access to money through their parents or grandparents. Some of it becomes a legacy program. But also, we're looking to start early to create a fundraising mindset. So when people do, as they move through their careers, are in a better financial position to give, they'll understand what Hibiscus, and they've grown up with Hibiscus as well. So this is just a wonderful opportunity for the organization. I'm excited about where Hibiscus is going. There's just so many exciting things. I know I look at my calendar, and you were just talking about the activities here in St. Lucie County. As I said, we are a 4-county organization, growing excitement, and because of that enthusiasm has become contagious. So, Scott, tell me a little bit, if you would, please, about where do you think we can go and where we have. I know you're new on this, and that's what's really refreshing, because you're coming at it with a fresh set of eyes. And I think it's really, what would your vision be for St. Lucie County, and how do we define success when we get there? I mean, what from your perspective?
Well, first of all, sky's the limit. I love this county a lot. And the people that I encounter and talk to about Hibiscus, some of them, as you were saying, we need to get the word out about who Hibiscus is and what they do. As I start talking to them about this, and I get to know a few people through the chamber and through other networking events, they're all like, well, what is Hibiscus all about? So I go into it a little bit, and I tell them, and I say, what can I do to help? So they're all on board right away. And this is a very, very big networking community. There are so many people here that network, and people know people. And it's not just how much do you need on that check?
Right.
It's come down to, okay, well, how much do I need on that check, and what else do you need me to do for you? So we're getting that volunteer work from the people that we need it from. We're getting the donations that we want, but in the long run, it takes a lot of time, a lot of people, and a lot of money to change a lot of these the situation for a lot of these children. And it's not just one kid; it's many.
Absolutely, and what I've been able to do, and I know the advisory board for St. Lucie County, is we've really created kind of a speakers bureau where people from the community, such as yourselves, go out to your HOA, go out to the chamber, go out to the Rotary clubs or whatever organization, and get an opportunity to talk about what Hibiscus, where we've been, where we're going, and how we got there. And again, it involves everybody. I think it's important that as we move on, that message needs to continue. I know that's on my plate, as far as I know we'll be really successful when the day comes where I don't have to sit there, or you don't have to sit there and explain who Hibiscus is anymore. Everybody goes, aha, we get it, we're part of it, we're proud of it. And these are activities that are really helping children. And there's some success stories. We have to be a little bit careful because of you have to be anonymous, obviously, with people's names and everything. But we have seen a number of the children who started very early through the shelter, who went through the village, who've come back and now are productive members of society right here on the Treasure Coast. And those are the heartwarming things, because there's nothing like a first-hand testimonial when somebody said, I don't know where I'd be. And usually at the end of every presentation I make, I ask one open-ended question. And that question is, where would these children be if there was no Hibiscus? It's a little scary. It's a little bit of scary thought. So I can't thank you guys enough for what you're doing, and I thank you ahead of time, because I can just feel the excitement what's happening here in St. Lucie County. It's also manifesting itself across the Treasure Coast. So where do we go from here, Veronica?
Well, we keep engaging the community, because that's what we need to be doing. And if anyone has a speaking opportunity, please feel free to call me. I am happy to, if I can't do it, find somebody who can. We will get it done. And our guild, to get out into the community, continue to do what they're doing. And we do have some other events as well that will be coming after the boating event. So we will be continuously moving through the year with all different events. And I'm sure new opportunities will come as we go. Anyone who would be interested in hosting an event for Hibiscus, give me a call, because we are happy to promote an event if you want to host one. And it's anybody in the community, and it just takes all of us to get the word out on what we need, what these children need. And the holidays are coming, which I almost forgot, our favorites. Panera Bread is actually going to be doing, Panera is very generous in the community, not just to Hibiscus, but they're a very generous company. And they're doing a giving tree. So if you go to the Paneras anytime during the holidays after Thanksgiving, we will have an ornament where you can pick a child and buy gifts. Their first name, their age will be on there, and then their requests for gifts will be on the back. So there's a lot of ways to engage around the holidays as well, and not just toys. We're not a toy company.
That's the important thing,
Right.
is that, we really need to be able to have not just toys for these children. They need to have life essentials, socks, underwear, shirts, clothes, books for reading, pens, pencils, all of that sort of things that a lot of times you're going to take for granted. But when you're giving and you're giving a toy, that's great. It's fantastic.
Right.
But we need those life lessons. We need those life supplies. So it's really something that we're all really looking forward to. And it's one of the things that the Guild likes to help with.
Absolutely. We just have a few seconds left for today's program. And again, I think that was very well put. We're coming into the giving season. And so we make an appeal to all of us out there who have had the opportunity to perhaps have what was called a normal life as a child. This is a chance for all of us to recognize and give back a little bit. And the giving season is very heartwarming as it is. But when you can reach some of these children who have never had an opportunity to maybe know what a holiday season is, or to know what a gift is, or to have a toy, or to have a new, just a new environment, is really great. So thank you both for being here this morning.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And I look forward to all the great things that's coming out of St. Lucie County. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.